um, a bit less vocal, I guess. There's times where um, I tend to shy away from big opportunities. So I need to learn how to grasp certain opportunities and take command, take control in certain situations that I know I should. It takes time reading those situations of when it's my time to really grab onto something, especially in game situations. There's times when I tend to shy away and lean on my teammates, which is always. I'm usually the point guard for my team, so they tend to look to me and they make the right play. So I need to take more control of that in that aspect of my game, even in life.
Cool. Can you remind us who was on your pro-am team?
So on my pro-am team, it's a group of friends. We started playing back in competitively. We started playing in 2K16. We've had a lot of ups and downs with the team. A lot of people didn't take it as serious as me. Um, they have their own lives, they're in their own path in life. This year, I'm currently playing with pretty much the same core of guys. This year, we signed up to a tournament. I have a group of guys. There's one guy called Day Turner. Out of the game, it's like Day 300. I have some guy named Dubzo. He's a center. I've been playing with him since 2K16. I have a friend there called Mayhem. Those are some names that I've played with over the years since like 2K16. And
Okay.
I'm still playing with them right now.
When we spoke last, you said you felt like you're versatile, could play point guard through power forward. I just want to confirm, where do you feel most comfortable?
Most comfortable, the point guard and shooting guard. I feel like this year the shooting guard also has point guard responsibilities, just to alleviate that pretty much that full court pressure a lot of teams like running with lockdowns. So I'm most comfortable at the point guard, shooting guard. I'm equally comfortable in both, honestly.
Okay. You also classified yourself as a floor general. Can you give us some specifics about how you're commanding your presence on the court?
Yeah, so mismatches. So I let my teammates know at all times, like that guy guarding you right there, like he's sweet, like he can't guard you. So we try to always create little certain plays and mismatches. I have a little playbook that I showed my team in certain situations. So I'm always trying to attack mismatches. That's my number one thing as a floor general. So if I see a guy has a hot hand, like especially if the guy can't guard him, we're attacking that mismatch. And I feel like that's my duty as a floor general to see those kind of things. Also on defense, I'm very vocal and I try to keep my team engaged at all times on defense. So I feel like that's my number one role in as being a floor general.
Okay. You told us you had some sets drawn up last time we spoke. What are some of your go-to sets? Last year we saw some horns, we saw a lot of wraps to get the shooting guard open. But what are maybe tell us 1 to 3 different sets that you really rely on for efficiency?
Yeah. So I have a couple. We just label them under a name. This year my team has been running a lot of a play that we call Apple. It's pretty much just a down screen for the corner shooter on the weak side of the floor. It's where the corner pops out to the wing shooter rotates all the way to the strong side wing, and it should give him an open look on that. From the corner, it's a down screen. He pops up to the wing, and it's an open look for the stretch big, usually what we run. It's a wide open three. It's a go-to quick 3-point bucket that we get. Wow. Usually teams adjust to it, and we'll start running sets out of that. We have one called Easy. It's pretty much a quick off-ball screen for the weak side shooter. Usually the center slips off of it, has a wide open roll to the basket. Those are 2 plays, and we have one called free throw. That free throw play, dribbling up the ball through the right side of the floor. The corner spot up shooter flares up for like a fake screen and rolls right away. It's usually an open lob all the time. So those are like our 3 go-to plays.
Um, so last time we spoke, you also mentioned you had kept an eye on the mock drafts and you felt like you were undervalued. Has your stock improved, in your opinion?
I'm not sure. If it has, I have no awareness of it. I've had people message me, like saying that you're really underrated, like you're gonna be a steal. I've messaged a couple guys in the league and like a couple players like Dave Fry and people like that, and they've said the same, but I'm not sure if that means anything to me. I'm not really worried about it. I'm more focused on just trying to get interviews and trying to show teams that I'm a good player and I can be really great for them. But in the mock drafts, yeah, it did disappoint me. It did, but I mean, it's a mock draft at the end of the day, and I feel like that doesn't really represent my true value to the team.
If we had to poll the Pro-Am community, any account players, what would they say about you? Or in other words, what is Lew's reputation in the community? And you can summarize it in 1 or 2 words.
I feel like loyalty. I've had a lot of players say that I've stuck with the same team for like 3-4 years through the ups and downs. And I've had a lot of players tell me, "Come play over here. Like, why are you so loyal to them? Like, why do you keep playing with them? Like, come play with us. Like, we can take you to the moon. You know, we can really play better." And I tend to not play because I like being loyal. I like being with the same group of guys as teammates. So I feel like that's one thing a lot of people have commented on me, that I'm really loyal to the people I play around. I tend not to jump ship.
Okay. I think we discussed this as well, but what is your ideal team now that you've identified you want to play point guard? If we brought you on, Drake likely playing the 2, Meek a forward, but in terms of chemistry, who do you want at that center spot and at the other forward spot?
As in from the draft pool or just anyone?
Yeah, someone in the draft pool or a previous veteran. Have you thought about that?
I have actually. I really love. It's on the PS4 side. May.
Okay.
Robbie May. I I've kept in touch with him, and I've never played with him as a teammate, but having him as a center, I just see he's an animal, at the center. I love watching him play. I love going to his streams or any of his teammates stream, and I like watching him play. He reads offenses. So on defense, he reads everything. He knows what pass is coming. He lurks the passing lanes at all times. He sets good screens, rolls hard, and he's always vocal. I like how vocal he is. I look up to that in that aspect of his game. So that's a guy I'd love to play with. I feel like he would really take the team, and if I played with him, I feel like it would help me as well, take the team to new levels.
What about a forward?
Like a forward, I haven't really looked at that position that much in the draft pool. I feel like that's an interchangeable spot between a lot of big men as well. I've seen a lot of shooters that can probably play the forward position in the draft pool. Like that, there's a man named J. Rod. He's a sharpshooter shooting guard, but I feel like he's one of those guys that he's really good at shooting the ball. He can play that forward position, just stretching the floor. That's a guy that also I'd like to, play with right there. There's also Len Griffey. He's a lockdown, but he's not a forward. As in forward, it's tough to really think of a forward that's really been dominating in the draft pool.
Okay. In the combine, you had 83% win ratio. How were you able to be so successful in the combine?
So at first in the combine, when I first started attacking the combine, just going into games, I was being a bit selfish. I was trying to put up big numbers, always looking at myself, but I noticed that the games were getting close that way. And I was worried because I really wanted to improve my stats, and I was looking at myself, But then I realized I need to get these teams around me, also like the teammates I had in the combine, a good shot at this opportunity, So I try to just focusing on being vocal with them, and always trying to play on have one agenda, just get the win. That was the vision that we all shared, of course. So I stopped shooting the ball as much later on in the combine, and I just try to get wins. Honestly, I try to feed the ball to everyone, get everyone involved, and have easy wins really, because I've noticed a lot of other teams were not really vocal and they were just doing dumb stuff on the court. I can see on the opposing team. So I told my team, like, if we just stay as a unit, no matter what archetypes we have out here, we can make it work and get a win. And I feel like just me being vocal like that, it helped share that same vision with the whole team. And I feel like that's what really helped me get that win percentage, just being vocal, honestly, with the team.
What is your biggest 2K accomplishment?
It was back in 2K17. With the group of guys I've been playing with, I'm actually still playing with them right now. We got to the road to the finals, All-Star game. We lost in the first round, though. It was like a 4-point loss. It was a tough loss, but we were playing on heavy delay. No excuses, but because we're in the West Coast server, it's kind of tough to really match up with East Coast server people because of the delay we're always on. So we're at a disadvantage. But that's the biggest accomplishment I've had, just to showcase my team and then really brought up a name out of my team just being in that tournament. I feel like we started just ringing a lot of people's minds. We just made a name for ourselves after that tournament.
Okay.
It was big.
I have a scenario for you. Let's say the lock is on Drake and he's having a bad game. Give us some idea of your offensive mentality. Are you a drive, Are you going to run sets? Are you kind of a mid-range player? Where are you going to find offensive success if Drake is taken out of the game?
If he's taken out of the game, I'm attacking the pick and roll. Whoever's guarding me, I'm playing most likely a high pick and roll, and I'm trying to get to the rim. I want the center to kind of pop out for a mid range, just kind of, or after a pick, or just kind of set a down screen for like the weak side shooters. But right away, I'm trying to attack the rim. I'm trying to keep the defense honest and guessing at all times. So I might drive to the rim a couple times and see if I can get an easy layup, easy dunk. I might stop for the mid range. But my main priority, if he's having an off night, I'm gonna make sure I keep him engaged and make sure I just keep shooting the ball. Even if he's having an off night, he's 0 for 5, 0 for 6. I'm telling him like just keep shooting the ball. Like they're gonna drop. But if he's just not confident in that, then I can for sure take the ropes and I'm more of a mid range. I can shoot the ball, so I can come off a screen and shoot the three. So I can really take on that scoring role if he's taking out that game. I can attack all facets of the game.
What's your defensive mentality? Are you we're switching, stay at home? And I mean that simply because last year we had some guys that would switch, other guys that would try to stay at home, and it just absolute confusion. And then once you tell us which way you prefer to play defense, how are you going to get the rest of the team to buy in?
So I'm a big it depends what team we're playing. A lot of teams, they want to get the switch just to simply attack that mismatch. Some people want to create a switch just to feed it off to the sharp. Usually it's off reps when you have to switch. Also, people try to create mismatches. I'm a big switch guy. I feel like everyone on the court should be well adapted playing defense. At least have some type of knowledge on defense. So I feel like it shouldn't be create a big mismatch when switching. I love switching. So that's my number one. I guess you can say focus on defense, especially if you can't catch the rap or beat your man to the switch. You know what I mean? So I'd love to switch. That's my number one focus on defense, switching defense all the time.
Okay. Going back to this question, you seem like a really nice guy. You're incredibly mature, very articulate. What is your on-stage going to be like?
On stage,
Friday night, game one, Dime's on the other side, staring you in your face, saying, "Hey, rookie, good luck. Are you ready for this? Looking sweaty. What's your presence going to be like?"
Oh man, I thought that actually. I've tried to put myself in that scenario, just sitting across with someone like that. I want to step up to it. I want to own that type of moment. I feel like I can thrive in that type of environment. I'm probably a guy that's gonna get up and try to shout in the other team's face. If I see my teammate going off, like I can see myself standing up and telling the other team they can't guard him. I feel like I'd love to be in that type of environment. It looks fun to really be in and being competitive like that. I'm really competitive, so it's something that I feel comfortable in. I grew up playing sports as well, so I've been in those type of environments. Gonna play on road and seeing the crowd. I can see there's a big crowd around that facility, and it looks amazing. It's something I can own for sure.
Okay. You got a question?
Who's your favorite YouTube streamer right now?
YouTube. I've been keeping up. I've hardly been watching YouTube recently. I've honestly had zero time for YouTube. When I used to watch a lot of YouTube, it's random videos. I'll be watching Vice news, and I'm really weird like that. I like watching documentaries on YouTube. On Twitch, I keep up with nothing but 2K players, especially Braun players. I like watching Dimes, Day Fry, Red City Boys, stuff like that on Twitch. But on YouTube, I'm more of I watch really weird videos on YouTube. Yeah,
who's the guy in the league that's really overrated? When you saw that he made the pool, you're like, he made it? Who's that guy?
Who's that guy? I honestly don't feel like that towards anybody in the pool. I feel like whatever they did, they came out and did right, in the combine. I try not to despise or talk down on anyone because they're at that position because I feel like they earned it. That's the way I look at everyone. I don't feel like anyone's overrated in the pool, to be honest. That's not even me sugarcoating it, but that's how I truly feel.
What are you leaving behind in California other than family?
Leaving behind a lot of relationships, friends. I might leave back a bit of school. I'm graduating a semester, so I might have to give up that for if I do get drafted for 6 months. But it's something I can come back to. My job, I currently work at Nike as a sales athlete, and I also work with my dad. So yeah, that's the biggest part right there. I work with my dad, and seeing him get kind of old, you know what I mean, and it kind of hurts to leave that behind. You know, helping him out with his job.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Colin, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
All right, Lou.
Good, though.
We're like I said, the second interviews are important. You know, we're trying to identify guys and really build out our draft board. Obviously, we value you. This is your second interview. We think you'd be a good fit. So we just got to figure out where you might fit. Kind of look at the mock drafts. So you know, obviously, we respect your game. We think you're a great person, and I'm just being honest with you. So that's kind of our interest level, and from here on out, we can control what we can control. I can't predict where you're going to draft, or Famous is going to look at you, or Jonah's going to take you, but we wish you nothing but the best, and we hope you have success, whether you're here in Milwaukee or you end up at some other team, and we hope we cross paths down the road, all right?
I truly hope I can be a part of your team. Honestly, if I had to pick one team, it'd be Milwaukee. It's just something about the culture there that I really like. To be honest,
we appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck with your interview later today, and enjoy the rest of it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
See you, Lou.
See you, man.
Later.